What's happening?
Nothing much. How are you?
Doing all right.
Just walking around.
Just one of the icon meals. It's saffron rice with beef, um, medallions or whatever it's called, and green beans.
Alright. Just like keeping it light for weight cut.
Well, this is probably my fourth meal of the day.
So no.
No, well, I burn a lot of calories. I work out a lot. I'm up to about 2,600 calories that I've eaten today. Um, then I have a little bit more because I'm gonna work out. I have practice at 7:30, and then I'll do the sauna after that. So I'll probably finish around 3,000 calories of that I've eaten.
So what do you
Yeah.
weigh right now?
I woke up at 185.
That's pretty light weight cut then from here on out.
Yeah. I haven't. I mean, I still have to water load. I got off of creatine last Friday, so um, that's still going to be coming out of me too. Um, I I expect to be under one like 79 when I wake up to cut weight because I've been eating like the other day. I think that it was the highest that I've had all camp, but I had like 420 grams of carbs. Uh, so once I start cutting out carbs too, the weight's gonna fly off of me.
How's training camp been going so far?
Great. No injuries, so that's always a plus. I'm in the best shape that I've ever been in. It's just a matter of showing up, ready to do it all, be happy, and have fun.
Have you had injuries in training camp before?
I mean, I've had to pull out of a fight before, because I had a tear in my medial meniscus in my left knee for like 5 fights, on the Contender Series, and like several before that. Um, but it never really bothered me that much, so I was just like, whatever. I don't want to take time off for surgery. And then when I was preparing for my debut against Themba, um, I got hurt training, and I tore both menisci, however you pronounce that plurally. Um, the in my right knee, so I had three tears now, and it was just like it was at that point it was too much. So then I ended up getting surgery.
Do you have any thoughts on your opponent coming into this one?
He's good. He seems like a cool guy. I've seen him talk, and like he's Korean, so I can't understand him. Um, but I have a friend who's from Korea. I've actually had a lot of fans from Korea reach out and tell me what he says, which I think is hilarious. Yeah, it's like I have spies on the inside.
What's your
Um,
spies? What kind of stuff was he saying though?
he was just like talking his game plan. He was very respectful to all of it, saying that um, I'm a hard person to fight, and I put on the pressure, and that um, he like certain things he's nervous about, and this and that, and he was just being very honest, which I respect a lot. Most people can't be that honest. Um, the and he was talking to some of his game plan, like he plans to not get pushed back a lot. He wants to push me back, and he wants to clinch me, like he wants to rest. He plans on wrestling and clinching me a good amount when I get like try to push in.
It's honestly good to know. Like that's kind of like if that's like it's pretty much full game plan. It's kind of important to know like before we're going into that because like we were just watching pretty much all of your fights and you seem to just push the pacing guys the entire time. They don't really know how to handle it. So like yeah, I would say clinching and wrestling is how you would combat that. And if you already know he's gonna do that, then that's definitely 100% a good block for you for sure.
Yeah, and I mean it's helpful to know, but it's also like I'm always prepared for that because that is the kind of like you guys saw, like that is like it is a good counter for the way that I fight. um, the so I'm always prepared for that. And um, but who knows? He might come out. That could have he could have changed game plans halfway through. He could have gotten hurt. It's like, all right, we're not going to wrestle. It's like, so I'm ready for whatever he ends up doing. I think the biggest threat that he's going to offer up is going to be like the biggest threat always is getting knocked out. It's like and this dude he hits hard and he throws big, so it's like that's the number one thing that I got to be careful about is to keep my defense sharp, and don't get hit as much as get hit as little as possible. Which I mean, I get hit, so
Pretty good amount. You always hold up though. Always.
yeah. But I think people don't recognize it enough. But like usually, I always by the end of it, they might hit me more at first, but by the end of it, I have a higher strike count than they do. Like I hit them more than they hit me. My striking defense is pretty high. My striking accuracy isn't as high, but that's because I throw at such a volume. And
I
like
was just gonna say it's because you're walking them down, throwing your hands the entire time. So I mean,
yeah, and
limit,
like
limit
if
stuff.
I'm in your face 24/7, like if I'm constantly right in front of you, you're gonna be able to hit me. If I like, there's nobody in the world that if anybody in the world doesn't matter who they are, GSP, how good they were in their prime, if they fought the way that I fought, the way that I fight, um, then they're gonna get hit. Like it's inevitable. You're not gonna not get hit. It's part of the game.
I was gonna say as well when you were talking about your style there, and how you'll always end up with more strikes. Like on your contender series fight, when you got hit with that head kick early, like what I was saying is, it did look at one point in that fight where you were like out of it whatsoever, like instantly on defense, and then got back up and just ended up breaking the guy literally later in the first round.
Yeah.
The and it's when you go back and watch them, I think when you because you watch the whole thing, it's more noticeable. But if when you listen to the commentators, it's in such it's like they don't see that. I don't think, and I think a lot of the times, like even against and like when you're in the cage or next to the cage, it's easier to see when you're watching from home, and there's so many different angles. But it's harder to tell when you're in the arena because you only get one perspective. Um, but like, there's a lot of situations where people will throw stuff and I block it, and it gets a big ooh because
I
it's
saw
like
those. In
I
your
block.
your series fight, there was one head kick that you like literally full on checked, like threw your hand up like that and smacks your arm. The commentator's entire crowd and that small ass arena was like, oh, and I was like, bro,
Yeah,
you check that. You didn't even get hit by it. Like that's a smack to your arm, and then yeah, you
yeah,
just put your hand right after that and hit him with a 1-2. So it's like, what was the reaction for? Really?
yeah. And I think I think that gets taken for granted at times, but it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't matter. Results matter more.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Well, shit like that's tough to see too. Like we were just at 315 in Montreal, and it's like watching everything live. It's like those little differences between checking a head kick with your arm like that and then actually going through. Like you can barely see it without going, oh shit, let me go back real quick on my remote and replay and watch it. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
tough to see. So yeah, like obviously what you just said, it's all about the results that come after it. So
What was your
absolutely.
result to get in, or what was your reaction to getting the contract and like being with Dana and stuff like that?
It was I I was happy. I wasn't surprised. Like when I won the fight, I like I had no doubt in my mind because it was really exciting, and like it so and I got the finish in the first round. So to me, it wasn't like I was like I'm getting the contract. Like it wasn't a question. I wasn't like sitting there nervous in the stool like I don't know if I'm gonna get the contract or not. So it was kind of all surreal. Like it never really hit me. I was just a very like I was like, oh, this is cool. This is fun. Like I was just really happy. And I think that was the most of it. Like I couldn't like it didn't really settle in to like how big it was.
And then to follow it up in your debut as another, it was another first round knockout too, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful body shot. That thing was insanely loud.
Yeah,
on
for
the
real.
video.
Didn't even see it at first. It was so like sneaky because yeah, again, it was one of those where you were just walking him down the entire time, just throwing strikes at the highest volume I've seen in a minute, and then all of a sudden he just drops to the ground and you're ground and pounding him. I literally said to Len and I was like, "Oh, what the hell just happened there?" And we go back and see just stabbing him with the body shot right to the solar plex. It was beautiful.
I love listening to when you watch that fight back. I watch it all the time. The I love listening to when the replay starts happening afterwards, and Paul felt like the body shot happens again, and Paul Felder's like talking, but then he stops what he's saying, then just like he's like, "Look at that body shot," and he just like he loves it because it's so clean, and to have like someone like very highly touted martial artist react that way to my striking, it's like yeah. And I saw him he saw him in the elevator after the fight, and he complimented the body shot again. I was like,
Sweet, that's cool.
that was a good moment.
Yeah, the commentators were praising that guy that you were fighting as well pretty high. Like his striking looked pretty solid as well.
Yeah, Kenosha he's very good. I don't know if he's still signed. I know he's been on a bit of a bad
Yeah.
skid. I don't know if he's still signed or not. But he's good, man. He's a good striker. I think he neglects his grappling, not because he's not bad at it. I think he just like there's moments like when he fought Fugit. I think because he was beating Fugit up. Him and I we were going back and forth, but he was beating Fugit up, and then Fugit catches him a couple times in the grappling, and then with the hands at the end, and it was like he just he just lost it, you know.
What was the reasoning to why Fugit pulled out of your fight?
He got hurt. I don't know what the injury was, but he pulled out because he got hurt.
And who was the other one? Beretnikov, was it?
Ver Technikov or something like that. Nikolay Varim Technikov or however you pronounce it. Um, he pulled out. They didn't give me a reason at first, and then I was told later that it was because of a visa issue. Um, because that's why like he wasn't offered last minute after Fugit pulled out. Um,
That
it's what it is.
Nikolai fight you had scheduled, right? Like there was like
Yeah,
preparation up until that.
yeah. So we were Nikolay pulled out like a month out, I think. And then like a few days later, they offered Fugit because Fugit's guy pulled out. And we said yes, absolutely. That we tried to rebook that one too. Um, and Fugit then Fugit pulled out the Friday before the fight. And people get hurt. I don't knock. I mean, I pulled out of a fight well over. Like, I think it was like 2 months over. Like there was 8 weeks left when I pulled out. So not the same in the slightest. The but people get hurt. And it's on him for really for kind of doing that. But after he pulled out, I think it was the Monday or something like that. Afterwards, he went on an interview and talked about how he got hurt like a couple weeks ago, and didn't. He was trying to nurse it and like trying to stay healthy so that he could fight, which I also understand. But like say something so I can like so they can say, all right, if he pulls out, this is who you're gonna fight. Here's and then I have a couple weeks to prepare instead of all right, now you just pulled out and I've got no time to prepare for the last minute replacement who knew about it.
Yeah, that's like yeah, you can obviously understand. That would be a tough thing to do though. Like if you know you're battling that injury, it's like you don't want to make it public to everyone that you're gonna say that you're battling this injury, whether you are or aren't, because that can look to some people like you're pre-building an excuse for your confidence level being too low going into that fight or so and so whatever.
Yeah, it's a complicated situation for sure.
But yeah, obviously, like it is the right thing to do. When you get hurt, you let someone know right away because that's obviously just giving the respect to you. Like, unless you take out what he did.
Day before is
Yes.
crazy. That's a bit much.
Well, it wasn't weigh-in day. It wasn't like the day before the fight. Which I mean, not like it's a huge difference. It was the Friday before, so it was a week out.
In case the weekend.
it still sucks, but listen, that's the thing but like I don't know what his contract's like. I mean, and the thing is you got to be smart with your career. Um, you can't just take dumb fights. You can't take dumb risks because that's how you shorten your career. That's how you get cut. Um, so I'm not gonna knock him on making the decision, but it doesn't mean it can't be handled better. You know.
What were your thoughts on your last fight against Trey Waters? Like, watched it a couple times. I remember watching it live and thinking that you should have got the nod. When I heard 30-27, I was like, "Oh, that's Billy's fight." What were your thoughts on that?
I still go back and watch it. Like I go back. I don't like going back and watching it, not because I lost, um, the, but because I fought like shit, in my eyes. The, but I still believe I won. I think the judges made the wrong decision. The 30-27 is ridiculous too.
27 is fucking crazy.
Uh,
Round two.
yeah, I had more strikes, more control time. I pushed him around. Like the one thing he had on me, and it's not, and like it's arguable too, is damage, but not really because my face was red. But like, dude, I'm white.
And like,
He and it's like he's not gonna get red. That's not fair. He's
Yeah.
gonna get red. I am pale. I'm gonna get red. And my nose was a little busted up, so like whatever. But like it clearly the damage wasn't affecting me because I kept walking forward the whole time and I kept pushing the pace. I kept controlling the cage. Like I was pushing him around. Um, I was still landing more. So it's like I don't see how that argument can be made. And then if you look at the grand scheme of things, and you can't make the call on this, like you can't make the judges can't make a call on this because they want to know. Um, uh, but he had to get knee surgery after the fight because I kicked him in the leg so many damn times. Um, the he says he threw out it like he popped his knee, but I'm pretty sure I tore his knee up with those leg kicks. So it's like,
Sorry.
so who really won on damage? Because I was sparring 2 weeks after the fight, he wasn't. um, so it's like the biggest, but which it is what it is, and a lot of people tell me that in their eyes I'm still I'm still on a win streak. It doesn't matter. It's in the books. You can't go back and fix it. I can only just learn from it. Um, but it's funny because I actually have it right here. I took this from my gym. Um, if you look at the fucking stats on that shit.
No way.
My teammate made these and hung them up in the gym for us. I just brought them home because they were like one of them was getting all sun beaten. So I just brought them home to save him and whatnot. But if you look at it, it's freaking his whole body's red and just my face is red.
What's the head, body, leg stats on there?
So these were if you go back and look at if you look at the fight stats like on UFC Fight Pass, they're all the stats are like slightly lower because like this is like right after it happens and they go back and they adjust them.
Yeah.
So
They make the changes. Yeah.
yeah, but so both of our stat numbers just go down by like 5 each, I think, um, like on the total strikes. But right now, it's the total strikes landed. I had 138. He had 103. Significant strikes. He had 95. I had 133. Head strikes.
It says on yours.
Head. He had 91 and I had 71. Like he had 20 more head strikes landed than me. Body. It was 30-4. Legs. It was 32-0. Um, and I had 4 minutes of control time. He had zero. I had one takedown, um, and he had one sub attempt. One of 12 takedowns because I fucking wrestled like ass, dude. Dude, I have a
Making a bigger deal about a 30-27 in this set right now.
I remember rewatching the fight and I was looking at the stats here as well. Like round two, the significant strikes, you were trucking 51-31. Like how yeah.
That's just,
But I mean, there's been worse decisions. Like there's been worse robberies. Like it's just judging's not the state of judging isn't great. Um, so it's I mean it is what it is. I have a lot to learn. I like, and that's the thing too is like people go back and watch that fight, and like everybody loves that fight. Not everybody loves that fight, but a lot of people are like it won fight of the night, it won fight of the month. It was in the top 10 for fight of the year. And everybody like it's a really it was a great back and forth, but I fought like shit, dude. That was a bad day in the office for me.
Okay, well,
Had I fought
I was thinking about that. Is like, what specifically do you think you did bad? Like, I've honestly been waiting to like ask that. Like, what do you think you could have done better, like specifically though? Because
well, I
honestly,
could have
that fight, like, I don't think you fought a shit fight. I think you got some shit judging and shit balance. But I mean,
no, I mean like I believe I won with that performance. I believe I won. I think the judging was garbage. But when I watch it, it's like because and it's not an excuse, but I didn't feel great. I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to like be in the cage and fighting even before I walked out. I just wasn't in the mood, wasn't in a good mood. And because of all of that, I I fought just foolishly. Like I was rushing for a finish the whole time, making myself more tired than I already was. Like I was tired in the first round just because I was fighting very bullheaded, foolishly. Um, and I wasn't sticking to the game plan. Like my coaches kept telling me to stop throwing big body kicks. And I just couldn't listen to them. I knew they were right. I remember there's in a point in the second round, I think, where I threw like three in a row or something. I kept throwing them, and I heard my coach he yelled it at me to stop throwing big body kicks, and I just like I knew he told me that. And I knew I should stop, and I could hear him. Like it was all and I couldn't listen to myself, um, and I was just all fucked up in the head, and fighting like an idiot in my eyes. Um, so and the biggest thing that I took away from that fight isn't because you're gonna have days where you don't really want to be there, days where you don't feel good, days where you just like don't want to show up, um, and you gotta still stay focused and you gotta be smart and you have to stick to the game plan and listen to your corner. You have to like that's what makes a champion. That's what makes a world champion is being able to lock in and stay focused while everything else is going wrong.
And like that style matchup, your last like three opponents have had like a significant height advantage on you, especially Trey Waters being 6'5", 6'6" at welterweight.
5, yeah. Um, the uh, sorry, I'm responding to my coach. The Yeah, he's the tallest welterweight on the roster, I believe.
Yeah.
Um, and he doesn't have a crazy huge reach. Like I think he has like a 75-inch reach, which is I mean it's good, but it's like or 76. Like it's a bigger reach than mine. But it's not like I fought a guy when I fought up at middleweight. I fought a guy who had a 79-inch reach. Um, but he didn't use his reach as well as Trey does. Um, and so it was easier to get on him than it was on Trey. But I was able to get on Trey no problem. I just might have eaten a punch or on the way in.
What are your dream fights at 170 or just in general?
Um, I mean, GSP's retired, but I would have loved to fight GSP in his prime. I'd like to fight JDM, Shavkat, um, the top guys in the division. Um, the I would also like to fight Hamzat and Bo Nickel, um, just because it would be fun.
do a little wrestling test.
Yeah. Well, those are different wrestle tests. I don't look at Bo Nickel as a wrestle test. Yes, he's a phenomenal wrestler. I'm not trying to insult his wrestling in the slightest. But Hamzat is way more developed. Hamzat has like phenomenal MMA wrestling. Hamzat's a whole package. He's a whole package test.
You think he beats Strikers?
I don't think so. I don't think he's gonna have the physical advantage that he relies on normally. That like I don't think he's gonna have the physical advantage that normally sways things in his favor. Um, but like he could beat Dreykus because I think he's better than Dreykus, but Dreykus is a fucking physical freak, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
You have a call out if you when you win. Do you have a call out that you're gonna make?
Or is it secret?
I'm still workshopping it. I don't know exactly how to word it yet. I'm trying to deliver it well, but I'm probably gonna say it like a idiot, anyways.
Just pull in Charles
But
Radke and just grab the mic and just have no fear.
yeah, just start dropping some racial slurs. Anything to go viral.
Who's the name though?
Um, there's several of them, so yeah. Like I'm trying to because the thing is like I can't if I call one guy out and they don't want to fight for 6 months or 8 months. It's like all right, well, and then my call out was a waste. So it's like I'm trying to get multiple in at once. So it's like all right, one of you has got to want to fight soon. Because I don't want to sit out for another year. I don't want to sit out for 8 months. I want to. I want multiple a year.
Who are those couple names? If you don't mind.
I do mind.
Oh, you do mind? Okay, yeah, that's what I was saying. I was gonna say, or do you want to keep it on the low? All right.
Yeah,
Hey, let's make us more excited for it. So that's fine. That's cool, man.
How'd you start getting into martial arts?
I grew up wrestling. Um, my friend, I call him Wild Bill. He told my dad to put me in wrestling. I started wrestling when I was 8 years old. Um, and I did a little bit of MMA and jiu-jitsu growing up, like in high school and a little bit at the end of middle school. Just dibbling, like dabbling. But I just mostly wrestled. And then when I got out of high school, I wanted to go wrestle in college. Didn't make the best choices and ended up just at like my local. I could have gone to a college. I just like wanted to stay near an ex. Uh, the and I ended up at a local community college, and I only was doing a year, but I was doing nothing because they didn't have wrestling. So I was like, I'm just sitting around doing nothing. So I started training again, and I found the gym that I'm at now, which it was the perfect environment to replace what I got from wrestling. Like I fell in love with the environment immediately, and so I was like, all right, this is what I'm doing now. I'm training, and I wanted to fight. I didn't know if I loved fighting yet, but I wanted to try it. And then when I got in the cage for the first time, it was done. Like, all right, this is what we're doing now. And I like
First time.
I it was November 4th of 2017, or something like that. It was it was the same. I was 19. It was the same night as GSP's last fight.
That's fun. That's dope. I was going through your topology record and like I just wanted to ask that you have a doctor stoppage loss. Um, what happened there? I couldn't find like a video on it.
I got cut. Which I don't know if it was a head kick or I caught the head kick. And um, I I got cut off the kick, or because I caught it. Um, then while I sat there holding his leg, he hit a couple hooks and then threw an elbow. So it was either the elbow or the kick that cut me open. I've tried posting it, but Instagram takes it down every time because it's really it was a huge gash up here. Um, I needed 5 stitches underneath and 13 on top. Um, and it was actually they ended it after the first round, which technically went into the second round, or whatever. The um, which some people said I was getting my ass beat in that fight because I was just fighting poorly. I was just getting the shit beat out of me. And like I was still doing all right. Like it was just he was swinging hard, dude. That dude hit hard as hell. And and like it was doing all right. But people said I was gonna win because he started gassing. I was like, brother, I don't remember much of the fight. I just like that um uh that I remember that fight. I got paid. I think it was gonna be 400 to show and 400 to win or something like that. Or it was 2-2 or 4-4. I think it was 4-4. But I lost. Because the doctor said they could see my skull. Which when I went to the hospital, they said that they couldn't see my skull, but there was like a artery or in a vein exposed. So like they're like, hey, if that popped, you could have died. Um, the
I hate that shit.
um, and I ended up getting paid $400. I didn't sell any tickets because it was further away from home. And then I got a like $2,500 hospital bill for all the stitches.
$25.
How do you get on?
Oh, 2,500.
Yeah,
Oh, I heard that wrong. Yeah. Oh, I did.
yeah. And like insurance from the promotion covered some of it, but I still had to pay a lot more than I made.
Yeah. Are you still training out of Dexterville too, though? Is that still your gym right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever have any UFC guys come in and out of there, or who do you do most of your work with?
I get most of my work with my teammates, Austin Shala, Jake Kasky, Randy Francis, Eric Zane, Jared Sweet, Marcus Cintron, guys who are, a lot of them are amateurs kind of climbing the ranks right now. For a while I was the only pro, but Austin and Randy are pro now. But yeah, and Brendan Ward comes down a good amount. I got Trevor Goody. He's a pro fighter from um, up in Mass. He comes down with a few of his buddies. So I get good guys through there. I don't get any there's no real other UFC guys in my area.
Is that still out of Connecticut? I think I saw where you're from.
Yeah, it's Groton, Connecticut.
Yeah, yeah. And you're still there right now, yeah?
Yeah, I live in New London, which is right next to Groton. Yeah, I ain't going anywhere.
Are you gonna a little bit of a topic change, but like are you gonna switch up your style at all for this opponent? The guy, like when I was checking his kind of stuff out, he doesn't do much wrestling himself, so I was kind of like interested when I heard that that was gonna be his game plan. That kind of could be a downfall. I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was a Sambo world champ, so he can grapple. Um, the and he wrestled a little bit. He had a couple takedowns in his last fight. They're more Sambo takedowns, like they're big throws. Like he hit a big flare. He tried to hit an inside trip in his last fight, but it got stuffed. Um, then he and Cavalcante or whatever his name is, Igor. He kind of like ran himself into a big. I think it's called an Uchimata. I don't know the names of the fucking trips. It was just from the overhook, and he hip tossed him. He tripped him and took him to his back. Um, so he I don't he's not like a wrestler like he's not hitting crackdowns and whatnot, but he's gonna hit some doubles and he's gonna hit some trips from the clinch and whatnot. So I can see where he's gonna wrestle. Whether he doesn't, I think he likes to throw hands a lot. That's what he got the Korean Tyson from. Um, but if he does wrestle, I kind of expect I kind of expect where it's going.
I guess I got another kind of topic change, but would you tell us a little bit about your time in Bellator and why didn't it last longer?
They just never tried to sign me. Um, I had my first fight with them, um, and then when I fought, I won my debut. Then I fought for them in my second fight. They didn't pay me enough, but I was 1-0 as a pro, so whatever. The And then my third fight, I fought for a pro title at the casino. Um, I was like 2-0 going against a guy who was like 9-3 or something like that, 8-2 or some shit. And tough fight. I got wrestled. That was actually the only. He's the only person who's ever taken me. Nope, only one of two people have taken me down. Sumter suplexed me. Um, the which shouldn't have happened. He hit hard. I remember the first time in the first round, he hit me with a big overhand, and I was like, "There's three of you." Um, the but I pieced him up. He kept taking me down because I wasn't wrestling well. The but it's a great fight. I've gone like I went 25 minutes with him. But when I lost that fight, Bellator kind of lost. I heard that Bellator kind of lost some interest when I lost that fight. And then I lost the second one to Pico where I got cut. And so then Bellator wanted to use me to build up Hobson Gracie. And I remember the first fight was booked, but then it got canceled because of COVID. Then we rebooked it, and it got canceled again because I think he got hurt or something. And we rebooked it again. But the second time it got canceled, it was like, all right, like we'll like give us somebody else. We want to fight somebody else. Like this take too long. But they're like, no, no, no. We want you guys to fight because they thought he would beat me. The so my coach was like, no.
You would be you. Is that what you said?
Yeah, they wanted to build Hobson up. Um, and but my coach was like, fine, if you want us to wait around for this fight, you got to pay us more. So we ended up getting paid decently for that one. Then, and I won that fight, but then I don't think we ever got another call for them, or it was just like timing wise, because there was other promotions that had fights at certain points, and like this guy is a good fight, this guy's a good fight. I don't know. I never really wanted to stick around in Bellator. I never had a plan to like run through Bellator or anything. Because I wanted to end up in the UFC.
Standing TKO was what I'm reading. How was that finish?
Against Hobson, if you go to my Instagram, the first like the top pinned reel or post on my page is that you can yeah it's the whole finish, yeah.
Watch that. I'm just on your account today. I didn't see that. And then after that, you went to Cage Titans, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Hold on, let's see this video real quick.
Is it under the fighting?
No, the first pin video.
Oh,
It's the first pin video.
You can turn it up a bit. Ew.
oh. How's this guy not knocked out? The fuck?
I don't know, man. He was tough as shit.
That looked like a snipe of an elbow. Holy fuck. That looked like a straight, bro. It looked like he didn't even like step in too much to hit him with that. Like, yeah, that was sick.
Beautiful
And then
angle.
you went to Cage Titans.
Yep. Then I went and fought Sean Lally at Cage Titans. That was a good fight. One of my coaches, I think that's his favorite fight of mine because my footwork and my head movement was just on point in that one. Felt like shit too. Um, the and then I fought Marty Navis for their belt at 170, and then I went and fought at CES. I fought Gary Boletto for the 170 belt. And then a month after that, I got a call 2 weeks after I fought for the CS's 170 belt the weight class up at middleweight. They had a title fight a month later. And 2 weeks before, the guy pulled out, so they called us and they're like, "Hey, do you want to fight for the middleweight belt too?" And I was like, "Yeah." So 2 weeks notice, we bumped up and fought for the middleweight belt and won it in the first round, or no, second round. Um, which Lally was a decision. So it finished Hobson in the second. Lally was a decision. Finished not Navis in the first. Not a great finish. The and then
Finish. It says you finished in what, a minute in?
yeah, it was just like I got really good control of him. And I got a cowboy ride on him, and he was struggling to deal with the ride, and so I got like 20 punches in, but like they weren't good punches. Like I wasn't hurting them, I was just hitting them. But they were,
Doing shit. The ref just had to step in.
yeah, the ref just stepped in because he's like, all right, hey, you're not defending these punches because he was trying to deal with the position, but he couldn't. And so it was just like it was unfortunate because he wasn't hurt at all. He was perfectly fine. So like it wasn't a great finish. The and then Boleto, that one's one of my favorites because I put a fucking hole in his forehead with my elbows. Um, there's a picture somewhere posted on my Instagram of like his face with it. Like he's got like a X scar on his forehead. Um, um, I finished him in the first round, and that was like it says TKO, but I think it should be submission by strikes because he waved the fight off. He called it himself. So
Like,
yeah, so like I hit him. We were going. He did well. He caught me with a nice two. As I came in, like I was bouncing, and then I came forward light on, like, and I was on my feet, and he dropped me to my butt. Tried to jump a guillotine, but I popped right back up. And then we were striking a little bit more, and then at one point I slipped one of his takedown punches and took him down. Um, got to half guard and just started like elbowing him over and over again. Um, and I kept elbowing him. And eventually he threw up an arm bar. I picked him up. But at this point, I had already cut him and he was bleeding a bunch. So when he tried to the arm bar, I picked him up. He eventually like shook off, he let go, and then came up and he was just like covered in blood. And like he came up and I think he couldn't see or like he went to go reach to wipe it and like his finger like went into his cut or something. Um, and he like you can see it, he comes up and he just starts waving it off and the ref stops it. Um, which that should be a submission by strikes.
damn, bro, quiet. All right, all good.
um, and then I fought Sumter for the middleweight belt. Yeah.
You feel better at welterweight or middleweight?
Um, I mean, I don't have to cut weight. Well, I mean, now I would. Then I didn't have to cut weight. Like I walked into the fight at middleweight at like 182. Um, because I had taken a couple weeks off and I was so nervous for the fight that I was just shitting my brains out. Um, and I was like super light, and he was freaking huge, dude. It was I remember there's a picture of us in the face-offs, and I'm just grinning ear to ear because I'm like laughing at like what the fuck is this, dude? Like this guy's giant. Uh, no, like seriously, like he's fighting at light heavyweight now. He the weight cut was he cut way too much weight. I would bet that he was probably like 210 when he got in the cage. Um,
That's ridiculous.
yeah, dude's giant. He's 6'1", 6'2", with a 79-inch reach or something like that.
That's what you
Um,
got.
5'10". That's what it says. I'm pretty sure I'm 5'11" now because that's what I got measured at the PI, but I don't know. It's all the same. Not 6 foot.
Bro, that's okay.
Um, but no, I would probably I don't have to cut. I want to have to cut much. Like I'm waking up at 185 now, so it'd be easier to fight at middleweight. But they're all bigger, so that would suck.
Yeah,
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, man. We wish you the best of luck in your next fight. Appreciate you coming on. I'll give you this chance. If you want to give a shout out, say thank you to anyone, anything you want to say to anyone watching or anything.
Absolutely. Huge shout out to my sponsors, Nummies Bakery. They're always riding with me, always holding it down. And shout out to my team down at Team Dexter Valley Tudo. I want to be here if it wasn't for them. So tune in May 31st. It's going to be a fun one.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. We appreciate it, man. Thank you
Thank you for
very
your
much.
time, Billy.
Best of luck, brother. We'll talk
Absolutely.
to you soon.
No problem.
All right, man.
You too.